Alright then guys, welcome to the video, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the garage of the house. And this video is going to be painting the walls of this thing. And we also have a plasterer coming today, and I'm doing lots of other little bits as well. So it's not just painting the garage. And just getting this thing in a way more livable state, because whilst it's empty, it's the easiest time to paint, and obviously the S2000 is not in here, and we also don't have any of the other stuff that we're going to put in here. You can see there's lots of stuff in here. That's just from all the other bits of work that's been going on. So I need to re-tidy up in here with all the dust that was used for when we were cutting the boards for in the loft. So if you haven't seen that video, go check out the previous video. So got to clear all of these boards up. These are some of the spare boards that we're going to use for the next part of boarding the rest of the loft. Got some scrap metally bits. We'll be able to get rid of this graffiti on the wall. I still need to take things off the wall actually. So we've got some old cables from all the old wiring that was a bit sketchy in here. Disconnected that. I need to unscrew all of these bits off the wall. I've swept down this side of the wall. I need to do the same on this side. But what we're going to be painting is with this Dulux Trade Weather Shield paint. I'm going pure brilliant white because this will be a great base for if I do want to change the color anytime in the future. Obviously having the white base is great, but also yeah, it's just super easy to just get on now. Definitely the move for any future plans I have. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with the floor just yet. So if anyone's got any great suggestions, please leave them down in the comments below. The problem with this whole building is that there is just a lot of dust in the air and everything. So that's the other reason why I want to paint, because I want to try and lock in that dust on the walls, and with all these bricks and stuff, there's just stuff will always come away from them. And so the time has come that we're going to start tackling this actual paint situation. So as you can see, I've started masking up things. So my plan is that I'm going to mask up everything we don't want to get paint on, but conveniently this side of the wall, this entire side, has no masking. So Zara is going to start on this side whilst I mask up things like the window edging, which I've started. I'm going to do a bit more, obviously loads of more stuff needs masking all around here. So whilst Zara's tackling this side of the garage, I'm going to be masking up this side before we can jump in. All we have for this is a 9-inch roller. I know we probably should have a 12 at least, but it's just what we already had, didn't have to buy extra stuff. Saving money where we can, so we borrowed this stuff from my dad. Because this is just like the first paint, like the rough thing, Zara's basically gonna go for coverage, but also I've left nails and things up there, not going for perfection, but like just to get a really decent coverage of white so that we can just seal in all this dust and all that kind of stuff. Please remember, we do not know what we're doing. We've been told that the trade stuff is better than the normal stuff you buy anywhere else, so that's what we've got. It's a 7.5 litre pot, and we'll see how far we get with 7.5 litres. All right, it's time. I bought this masonry brush as well whilst buying the paint, because obviously we're painting masonry, so I thought this would be a useful thing to have. No idea what's going on. I'm just making this up. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of you that have done this before that are shouting at the screen right now being like, what the hell are you guys doing? Zara put a little bit of paint on this brush, so this is going to be the first bit of paint that hits this house that we've done. So here we go. Sure.
Oh, it's quite good.
It's pretty good coverage actually, isn't it? Right, well, one brush and one roller. That's our plan. I know there's probably a better way of doing this. The first roller, here we go. And the moment has come. Zaz is going to get rid of the Lee was ear. That era is over. Go on then, let's get rid of it.
Zara and Olly, I can know. It's a horrendous job.
Nah, just cover the words and then we know it's gone forever then. It does make such a massive difference having this white, even this so far. Nice one, Zaz. And look at the rest of the wall. It's so much brighter in here because of this, and I'm so happy because obviously once the other side's done as well, which I'm getting there with the masking, I know. Zara's done all of this by herself, as you've seen, and I'm still masking up. I'm gonna mask up all of this gray as well, but yeah, it is obviously dark outside now as well. So it's currently 23 minutes past 8 in the evening. The paint and masking continues, and then hopefully more painting from me. Okay, I finally finished masking up and that's all ready to go, but before I head back out there and actually get that wall painted now, we are gonna sort out the sink, because if we don't do it now, it's currently like 10:15 at night. So as you can see, the bit that we glued on in the last video, that is ready to go, nice and solid, so we can actually build this thing. No idea if you can see this or not, because I can't see the screen, but it needs both of us. So we couldn't fix the sink because it's leaking a little bit and it's so late that we're just gonna do it another day. As you can see, I'm wearing clothes that I don't care about and we're gonna do some painting again.
It's getting a bit chilly and it's obviously very late.
Yes, it's pretty late right now. It is 11:15 and it's time to paint everywhere else that hasn't currently got paint on it. And fast forward a good number of hours and the first coat is on, at least the best that it can be. I mean, this is a massive, massive job. Kind of a lot bigger than I was expecting, but kind of not at the same time. Like, I knew it was going to take a lot of time. Didn't think it would take this much time. The time is currently 5 to 3 in the morning. So I guess let's pick up later on today. And hopefully this is dried enough and we can get another coat on. Also forgot to mention, actually there are a few areas that I haven't done, and that's because the brushes that I've got I don't think are the best to be able to fit into that little gap without getting on the wooden roof, which I think would look pretty rubbish. Okay, we're back for day 2 and coat number 2, and it's dried overnight and pretty much looks exactly how it did last night. So it's time to just basically repeat the exact same process as we did yesterday, but hopefully this isn't going to take us long today. Let's get painting. And there we go. This time it took us only 4 hours, so that is literally exactly half the amount of time it took us to do the first coat. Again, not totally perfect yet, but you can see some areas are looking better than others. I think this side of the walls definitely look a lot better, I think because these are mainly brick, not breeze block, whereas the breeze block have way more gaps in them and stuff, so this takes a lot more paint. Much happier with how this looks now compared to how it was this morning, because I was very worried that it wasn't going to look that good, but this is really starting to come together now, so I'm very happy. I've also realised that I haven't mentioned about why I haven't painted the ceiling, roof, whatever you want to call it. There's a few reasons actually. One is because the paint that we've got is just the masonry paint and isn't for wood, and we don't have any paint for wood at the moment. 2, I haven't fully decided what I'm going to do with this yet. I can't decide whether I'm going to paint it, going to board over or whatever, so I'm just leaving it for now. And 3, this isn't crucial for us actually getting stuff in this garage and being able to use it to store our stuff at the moment. So this can be done at another time. And so back to check out how it all looks in here, and it's looking way better. Quite a lot of this actually is all right, but there's other areas that I think do need more paint. So that will happen at some point, but that is not today's mission. We are getting things ready in the house for the plasterer. So all the lights are coming down. Actually, I'll show you in the kitchen. We're taking down all of the light fittings. So that's the normal one, and installing these so that the plasterer can actually go all the way up and then get a nice clean line rather than stopping what would be this ring here. So once we fit the lighting back in, you won't be able to tell. And obviously this is easier for painting as well. So I just went out, picked up these and some bulbs, and this is happening all around the entire house. And upstairs we've also got Zara in the bathroom giving it a deep clean in here, and it's pretty grim with what she's found on the windows and stuff so far. And we're also going to try and actually fix the sink today as well, because we have everything we need to do that. I also have 2 sets of wheels here, S2000 standard wheels and the original wheels that the EP3 came on, and these are going to go in the loft as well, because we need to fully clear everywhere so that the entire house is ready for the plasterer. Okay, it's official. The first thing being stored up here is this EP3 wheel, so it's going in there. And yeah, this is the official reason of why boarding here was such a great idea. So I can store my wheels and other car bits back here. Look at that. Time to repeat with the other 3. And there we go, that is the 4 standard EP3 wheels up, or at least our first set of them. Now I'm going to put the S2000 wheels over on this side down here. I never actually saw the S2000 with these wheels on. And the same again, repeat the rest of the set. So either the tyre profile is way bigger on these, which I think it is, or there's slightly less space on this side of the loft because I can't get them 3 flat, which is a bit of a shame. And the house is basically back to being empty again. Just got to fold away this table, put away my camera bits and that, and it's all going under the stairs because that's not getting plastered, and all of downstairs is done. Most of upstairs is clear as well. So I'm at the house early today because we've got Chris, the plasterer, in today, and whilst I'm here I might as well get another coat of paint on the walls because I've got, I think, enough to do one light coat across the whole thing and then maybe a little bit left to do some touch-up areas. But looking at it again today, these walls are pretty close to how I want them to be, so it is just going to be filling in the bits that aren't 100%. So there's nothing left to it. Let's get going. And whilst I've been doing that stuff in the garage, we can see that Chris, the plasterer, is cracking on, quite literally, sorting out all the cracks in the ceilings. Progress is crazy. I wasn't expecting all of the ceilings because we've got in here and here, we've got this stuff on it, we've got this sorted here, we've got this one up here as well, and we've got the kitchen in here too. So this is all the downstairs ones already, which is wild. This is the PVA glue stuff going on now. And so obviously I've still got some more painting to do as well, and I think my issue is that I'm such a perfectionist with this kind of stuff that I'm forgetting that this is just a garage wall and not a wall that actually really matters. Realistically, this kind of stuff is looking pretty good now. As you can see, like this breeze block, I mean, this is still, I haven't painted over this again. This one I think looks a lot better than, say, this one, for example. The plan is more to get everything to look more like this. And fast forward even more time and I'm completely out of paint now, so unless I go buy some more, this is sort of where we're at. But I don't actually mind it the way it is right now, to be honest. I'm kind of tempted to leave it as is. Whilst I've been doing this, Chris inside has really got going. And as you can see, well, this is the hallway area. So this ceiling has got this on it, and we've also got this in here as well. So very cool to see how quickly this has come together. This looks good, and obviously this is the stage that the ceilings were at beforehand. Yeah, looking forward to actually not having any cracks in the ceiling anymore. And next up for me is trying to sort this sink out again. We've got a little leak in the U-bend, so George, who you would have seen in some of my previous videos, he has lent me some of this, and we've got this wrench so I can take it all apart a bit easier. Need to get some of this in the U-bend part because we've got a little bit of a leak from there, and this should seal that problem up. Never done this before, let's see what happens. Hopefully nothing bad happens. This is looking promising. So the issue was also that we were leaking from here, but I believe that's been solved too. And if I come under, the issue was that it was leaking from around this bit here, and now doing this, because this is obviously filled with water. No, nothing coming out of there at all. So this looks like we've solved the problem. So shout out to George for letting me borrow that tub of plumber mate, and on to the next thing. And the next thing is putting these bits over all the piping that is now exposed because it was covered in that insulation. Again, never done this before, so I'm hoping it's gonna be super simple. The idea is that it should just slot right over the top of the pipe. That's this section done. The idea is, yeah, got to use all of this because I measured up the pipes that are now exposed. What I may actually end up doing is, because we're obviously going to board that side, I may actually leave quite a lot of this until once that's done, because otherwise these may end up getting in the way whilst we're building the frame. I'm going to put the one on the other pipe that's here, and then I may just leave it at that for now. Very nice. And also, whilst I'm up here, obviously this whole bit is getting boarded, as I've said so many times, and all of the insulation needs to move out of the middle, and everything needs to move out of the middle, I guess, to be able to get to this whole area to be able to board it. Because we're laying a frame first, I'm gonna get all of this insulation rolled up and sort of moved to the side for now, before we're actually ready to then re-roll it back down and then put it down for the final time. So I'm gonna get all of this stuff, I think, under the sides, just so we've got as much clear space as possible. What is super annoying is that the previous owners, or the previous owners to the previous owners, left this carpet up here, and it is absolutely disgusting. It's crumbling and everything. It's just literally, you can hear how crunchy that is. It's absolutely gross. So I'm not totally sure how I'm even gonna get this down from here. So I may just leave this for now until I've got someone else that can give me a hand, because I'm scared that this stuff is gonna go everywhere. Also, I don't really have anywhere to put this at the moment. And so out of my Trader Oll's clothing and back into normal stuff, because I'm gonna head off. Chris, the plasterer's head off as well. So the next clip you're gonna see is fast forward a few days, because I don't need to come back now until he's a bit further through the process. Next up on the list of things to do, this cat flap is insane that someone's actually smoked a hole through the entire thing. We're never going to use this, so we're actually going to brick this up. We're not going to fully brick this whole thing up just yet, but we need to obviously do this side of it. So this piece is going to come off. I'm going to brick this side up. We can do the outer bit at a later date because it's not as essential for getting inside looking nice. So obviously we want this ready to be painted for when we're actually painting the entire place. Also, surely this is letting a load of heat out. However, I do need to run to B&Q to get some cement to be able to actually cement these bricks in. We've already got some sand, so just need the cement. Okay, fast forward, I've literally just got the cement and my dad's already knocked out this massive hole in the wall like that, and all this rubble and stuff. So I'm gonna basically clear this up and we're gonna just churn through, just filling up this side of the hole. And whilst all of that stuff is going on with the cat flap, I'm going to unmask everything in here, tidy up. Oh yeah, also the S2000 roof stand is here at the moment, and the original EP3 bonnet under a flag. So I'm going to tackle all of this unmasking around the whole place, but that's super boring. So I'm going to come back to you when this is all done in 3, 2, 1. And there we go. It is completely unmasked. That took way longer than I wanted it to, but everything is fully back and it's completely empty, everything off the floor. Yes, I haven't done anything with the floor. I'm probably end up just gonna cover this with some matting or something rather than trying to paint it or epoxy it or something, but we'll see what happens. But yes, here we go. The entire garage is painted and done, at least done for now anyway, done to a point where we can actually use this space to be able to fill it with our stuff for now, which is the whole point of painting it now. Much happy with how this looks. Right, let's head inside. And as you've just seen, this is now looking way better with no hole in the wall, and all of these crosses are to help with bonding the backing bit for the plasterer, because Chris said that he would actually plaster over this for us, which is amazing because he's got about half a day of work left to do. So he said that he would do that, which is incredible timing, and kind of glad we've done this now. And so now that my dad has finished doing that, it's time to get these stickers off, because this has been way too long that these things have been on the wall. And as you can see, the gaming zone, dudes, is no more. We've got the whole sticker is down here. And I think this is the G from the gaming zone. It wasn't ever gonna stay. That shelf has gone from here as well, so we can fill those holes. Got more LED strip to take out. Drying in here. Chris has also done in here. He's coming back to finish off everywhere. So this is as far as we can really go at the moment until all of the ceilings have dried. Now downstairs, because of the time that it's been, is pretty much finished with drying. So we can just move on to starting to do the kind of the prep for the decorating. Obviously this bit still needs filling with the plaster and all that kind of stuff. But in terms of like all of that stuff, that is gonna be in the next video. Super happy with how the garage has turned out. And obviously these ceilings look so much better as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing these dry and then painted as well. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one, guys. Leave a comment down below what you think of the garage or the workmanship of the plaster, I guess. Don't forget to subscribe if you've enjoyed this and you wanna see more of the series like this one, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.